Hello, Conscious Creation with Cassandra. Happy Friday, everybody. We made it. Congratulations. Woo. Conversations with God. I didn't think I would be making such a video, as my evolution with all this spirituality and all this understanding of what's going on between our ears, I was definitely a universe, what's up kind of person. And that has transformed magically and beautifully into my conversations with God. And I want to share that with you guys. I think for a lot of people, church has become overrated, as well as the things that they say in church. That being said, believing and having faith and following the Creator is very different from religion and church. I'm not going to get into the nitty-gritty of that because we could be here all day, and I'm not a political person, so let's just skip over to the spirituality aspect of being connected and in conversation with our Creator. It's been quite an evolution, and I'm not even anywhere close to being done or being where I probably will be. But I would like to share with you my current place, as it might help you guys also expand in your understanding, in your faith, and in your communication and conversation with God. Because I believe that I've been sent here for that purpose. And at the time, I wasn't talking to God. So now that I am, maybe that will expedite the process of what I'm meant to do here on this planet this time around. Anyway, back to the subject at hand. Conversations with God. Where does it take place? It takes place in my... That was a stink bug, but we're okay. In my heart. Of course, there's many sources of information you could get on this, and whatever works for you is what you should do, right? And conversations and connection with God is something that you feel. You have a connection. There is an energy doing something. That, for me, is a telling sign as to whether I have successfully, I'm using that word very loosely, connected or communicated with God. For me, it very much has to do with energy. A practice that I did a few years ago that really transformed my mind and how I think. It transformed my program. It became my new program. And it was something that I call PNG, positivity and gratitude. And I would tap into this beauty, this beautiful energy as often and as frequently and as intensely as I could throughout the day. It was a unintentional effort to reprogram my mind. It worked. It definitely took some time. But as I mentioned in a previous video, I took a hiatus to travel Europe and uprooted my life and lost the stability that I had, including my habits and rituals and connecting to positivity and gratitude. So I was definitely lost after my return from my travels and was depressed and extremely anxious and back to the person I was many years ago, the person that I've been trying to evolve from. So it was nice to get that reminder of, oh hey, these things are still here. How do we get back to the positivity and gratitude that we experienced? Thus, my journey to come back to the new version of me, Cassandra 2.0, commenced. And I must say, after a few months of effort, Cassandra 2.0 has returned. Thank you. Oh, it only took everything in me for the past 3 months. But we're here. We made it. 3 months is not that long of a time at all. So what did we do? What did I do to get back to the version of myself that I wanted to be, that I was so adapted to, that I was Cassandra 2.0? If you want, I could help you define your 2.0 version of yourself. It's called identity shifting, and it's quite cool. It's defining the person that you want to be, and you work towards being that person every day. I know, crazy. So listen. Conversation with God. What was I just talking about? Oh, getting back to Cassandra 2.0. So. How did I get back to being the version of myself that I really liked? It took a few months, but what I did was I consciously, constantly reverted my energy back to positivity and gratitude. Of course, the mind does things without our conscious knowing that it does. And I, like you, have a mind that is trying to protect me. So anytime there is something that it deems to be fearful of, I am notified, and thus spent a lot of time in anxiety. So I had to mentally, consciously change the conversation to positivity and gratitude. I had to consciously revert the conversation to the neural pathway of positivity and gratitude. Thus, I had to practice positivity and gratitude. And so I did. What that entailed was paying attention to what was going on in my mind and switching the conversation to positivity and gratitude when I was not in positivity and gratitude. So I had to be aware of what was going on between my ears to recenter the conversation to positivity and gratitude. How did I do this? Beginning of the day, end of the day, very beautiful, critical times to help with brain transformation, because we are at the brain wavelength to receive new programs. Right when we wake up, you know, that little beautiful crisp time where you feel like you're conscious, but you're not actually awake and eyes open. Same when we're falling asleep before we go to bed is also a very good time to subject yourself to reprogramming. What do? I practice positivity and gratitude. How? In the morning, I listen to affirmations. Many of them. I do my own affirmations. Of course, this has evolved, and now I'm just telling you what I've come to at this point, because this is what works for me and fast tracks me to that positivity and gratitude neurotransmitter path in my brain. Affirmations. Meditate. I must meditate. For me, I call it a preventative measure, a PM, for those of you in the industry that understand that lingo. Preventative measure. If I meditate every day after I eat lunch or after I eat breakfast, then guess what? That day will be okay. And then the next day, I'm primed and prepped to continue. And if I meditate, then I will feel better. If I don't meditate, I might still feel okay, but the more days I go on without meditating, the more probability there is of my mind being taken over by the old neuro pathway and the one that is trying to protect me and keep me in a fear-based mindset. So, meditation, affirmations, but the secret here, and hence the title or topic of conversation today, Conversations with God, is what used to be the connection to positivity and gratitude. Every moment I can consciously remember to, oh yes, let's connect to positivity and gratitude. By that I mean express, oh yes, I'm thankful for this flower. What a beautiful flower. That's one way, right? Or, wow, look at this flower. This is a very beautiful flower. And then there is being in awe of the flower. Just seeing it and feeling, energetically feeling the, wow, this is a beautiful flower. And really getting that, even just me saying that, I'm looking at my fingertips, what beautiful fingertips. That was like level 2. And then there's level 3, which is what we're trying to get here. The feeling. You I don't know where it originates for you in your body, but for me, it originates in the rib cage. It kind of like blossoms and moves throughout my body. And that would be, hold on, it might take me a moment because I'm on camera and doing it's not the same. There it was. Just a nice blooming of appreciation, gratitude, thankfulness of my fingertips because they are beautiful. They're here. I have them. I could not have them. I get to use them. They work. And connecting into that energy. Really feeling that gratitude and connecting to that energy. So that's what my practice used to be. Is anything I saw and I could consciously remember, oh hey, let's be positive and let's express gratitude for this tree, for this rock, for this house, for my food, for the roof over my head, for the pillow I sleep in at night, the clothing that I have, my dog, the people I have in my life. And so that was a great connection to positivity and gratitude. It has thus changed from positivity and gratitude to conversations with God. I now take that same energy, that same vibration, that same feeling, and I shoot it to God and being like, yo, my man, thank you. This is amazing. I'm so in awe of your creation and joyous over what I have and how I feel and the evolution that I've done. And really connecting to that conversation and being grateful and being in that energy, in that like, I think that's part of the frequency conversation, that I'm vibrating on a frequency of awe, let's say. And I try to stay in this conversation, in this open communication, in this vibrational wavelength as often through the day as I can. So that's my conversations with God. I have transferred the conversation from me and myself to me to my creator, and expressing the gratitude to my creator directly. And thus, I am able to keep a line of communication open. And in that energy, also holding that energy without actually saying anything, without actually communicating my gratitude, I am in receiving mode of potentially hearing anything or getting a thought or anything that you get. I receive communication or ideas or thoughts. And actually that is why I'm recording right now, is because I got the thought that, hey, this is perfect to record. And so here I am. I can't feel my legs, but we're recording. Conversations with God. Try it out. The energetic connection with God, with your creator, with positivity and gratitude is what I believe the answer for me, for sure the answer for me, and has helped tremendously with the transformation of my mind, transformation of how I feel on the day-to-day, how happy I am, how grateful I am, and thus carry myself graciously. What people see is the me that I want them to see. And I'm really happy. And so if you also want to be really happy and accelerate your existence here on planet Earth to something that you want from this existence, then I would recommend trying it out for yourself and see what comes of it. All right, toodaloo.